It's review time. Hello, everybody. A student of mine sent in his images to be reviewed. This is one of his first shoots that he's ever done, so he sent me all the images to go through one by one and review, give some tips, feedback, and I'm hoping that you can get some valuable information and insight out of the tips that I give him, so I decided to make a video on it. I have not reviewed these images yet. This is going to be the first time seeing them, so let's get into it. Okay, so right off the bat, this is the picture of a really nice kitchen. I would have decided to either take this photo straight on or from the corner. So you can see how, if this was a straight on shot, it's not exactly straight on because this point of the island is closer to the camera than this one is. So if you wanted to take a corner shot, I would have gone all the way here to the right and taken the picture from there so you can see more of the kitchen and the counter space and all that, because I have no idea what's off here to the left of it. So either do a straight on shot or pick a corner. You don't want to have kind of like a half thing, because then it just looks like you might have just messed up trying to do a straight on shot. Your verticals in this one, I can tell the camera was pointed just a little bit down. This is close enough to fix in post, but again, just the specific angle that you're going for, you want to make sure you either pick one of the extremes. You either do completely straight on or completely corner. This one, you pointed the camera way too down. This would be harder to correct in post, but it looks like this was more of a corner shot. Might have been in the same exact place and you just tilted the camera down a little bit. So watch your verticals. You can tell right here that there's a V, an upside down V. That means that the camera was pointed down. If this was a V that went this way, then the camera would be angled up. You just want to make sure that your lines are perfectly vertical in all your pictures. This, again, I would say that I guess these verticals would be easy enough to fix in post, but it's better to get as close as you possibly can get to straight up and down verticals in camera itself. So again, the camera is just pointed too far down. This is a better composition of the kitchen than these two shots. So I would recommend just sticking with this one, but then you just want to angle the camera a little bit further up so your verticals are straight up and down. Again, you can tell by this really large upside down V that the camera was tilted down. There we go. Yeah, so nix these two shots, and then between this and this, you can see the whole kitchen. Again, you can see this upside down V right here. So I'd say your camera is probably tilted this far down, which is pretty extreme. It's not extreme, but in the context of real estate photography, those are extreme. So you want to angle the camera a little bit up just so it is more vertical. Yeah, between these two shots, I would pick this one just because you can see more of the island. No need for this one. This is good. I think the camera was pointed still a little bit too far down, but it looks like it's a little bit better. You might have tried to fix it a little bit too, but this is good. I would have angled the camera a little bit further to the left and just nixed this TV entirely from this shot, or shot way back in the corner so you can see all of the TV and then a little bit of the kitchen, or just zoomed in a little bit instead of taking it all the way wide. I know you're using a 10 to 18 millimeter, so zoom all the way into 18 millimeters if you're all the way far back by, I'd imagine you were probably like right here taking this photo. I would have gone all the way in this corner and then zoomed in just to see that compressed angle of the kitchen. And then if you're doing a side-by-side thing here where, this picture, the collapsible, the little Murphy bed is in and then this one is out, take them in the exact, don't move the camera. So take this picture and then don't move the camera at all and just put this back up and then take this picture. Just a little rule of thumb, I suppose. I would have stuck with just this angle because you can see that it goes into another portion, whereas this one looks like an enclosed space. I have no idea if it goes somewhere else. The only thing I have to go off of is this right here. So we want as much as possible in each of the photos that we do a continuation of the tour. So when someone's cycling through the photos, it's a logical progression of, okay, I just saw this in the previous picture, and then, oh, I see this. So that's where the next photo is going to be, if that makes sense. That's good. Yeah, I would always, if you send the images to Photober in Vietnam, which is who I use, they're 85 cents per finished image. They'll mat out the TV for you so you don't see your reflection. Oh, there's two people right there. This is fine. I would have, oh, whoa, that's pretty cool. This slides to, that's cool. Okay, again, don't move the camera. If you're doing these movement shots, if you move the camera and you move a subject, the brain will get confused, and someone who's not a real estate photographer might be looking and be like, well, what changed? Why does this look different? Whereas if it's the camera has not moved at all and the subject inside moves, like the TV is moving over to the left, then that makes sense. And the person's like, oh, okay. Also, watch your verticals. Again, your camera was pointed a little bit too far down. Not a huge deal, but you do want to keep an eye out for that. This is a good horizontal shot. Your verticals were pretty close. If you look at the distance between this light switch and the edge of the photo, it's pretty up and down. So this is fine. And your horizontals are really good, easy enough to fix in post. I don't know if this is a light. I think it's a light. I would have flipped that light on. Some people take photos with all the lights off. Some people take photos with all the lights on. I take them all on. But if you don't mix and match, unless there's a light that does not work, then you're kind of SOL. But in this case, just make sure all the lights are on. Or if the light doesn't work and they're planning on fixing it before the house goes on sale, then you can just fix it in Photoshop. Between these two photos, I would have just gone with this one next to this one. I would have taken a corner shot. So from like right here and then angling this way, but it's not super necessary. It's interesting. This is like a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that, but this is cool. This is a cool spot. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken this straight on shot, but then just moved all the way back and had the camera against here, super wide, so you can see, you know, this edge, you know, closer to this, but maybe even back a little bit further so you can see out the window as well. Now it looks like your camera was is still angled a little bit down, so judging this slight upside down vertical, this would be close enough to fix in post, so don't worry too much about that. But again, just make sure you nail the verticals. It also looks like your camera was angled a little bit to the right because this point is further to the right than this point, just barely, but it's enough to be visible. Everything looks a little bit canted to the right. Not a huge deal, easily fixable. This is great. Verticals are just slightly off, but it's good. You can see the continuation of the hallway. I had no idea that hallway was there because it wasn't in any of the other pictures. So this is a great photo. And then I'm guessing this is just out of the balcony. This is a cool spot. I would have zoomed in a little bit more. I mean, you can edit this little part out in Photoshop, but obviously we don't want to see this because it takes away from, it makes the space feel limiting. Whereas if that wasn't there, then it would be clear. It's like, oh, wide open. This obviously tells me that there's a balcony right above, and of course there's a balcony right above, but you want to give the illusion that it's a bigger space. That's fine. You want to watch the verticals a little bit. This would be really easy to fix in post, but an easy way to tell is if you look at the horizon right here, this spot is higher than this spot. So we just want to rotate it in post a little bit. I would go with this wider one versus this one. Exterior shots, it's fine to go as wide as you possibly can. In this one, the exposure is way blown out. That's fine. Just drop the exposure down. Looks like it's straight across, but just doing like a level in the horizontal transform in Lightroom, and you should be there. This one, you're tilted way too far down. I get why some people would want to do this. Is like, oh, let's show the floor of the balcony. I wouldn't. Just make sure your verticals are all the way good. If you want to show more of the floor, just drop the camera down on the tripod height. Don't angle the camera. That's fine. I mean, I would have taken it further back and maybe done a straight on shot. That's a nice picture. I would have angled because this is useless space right here. We don't care about this in the image. Like, it's okay to have some of this in the frame, like maybe like starting right here, and then you can see more of these windows right here. Because if you look at what's in the frame, what the most important parts of it would be compared to the wall, of course it's going to be the bay windows. And of course you're going to send these to the editor after I'm done with this review and send it to you. So they'll make sure to mask all the windows and they'll replace the sky and, you know, make it look nice and good. But as far as the composition goes, I just angled the camera a little bit more to the right so you don't see as much of this of this wall space like that. Your verticals are good. You can see a little bit of barrel distortion, but that's easily fixable. The camera was tilted, or rather angled a little too far down, but very negligible, completely fixable in post. And then this one, I'm imagining, my first gut instinct is that it's the continuation of this room, but I don't think it is. So you want to have a logical progression of the tour. So after this picture, or this picture, I suppose, I would have immediately done this bathroom shot, but I don't think that this is that bathroom because number one, it doesn't have the bed right here. And in this picture, a bathtub is visible. So you just want to have like an obvious tour, take one picture after another. So it's a clear progression. You know, it's a tour. Basically, it's just an image tour. But as far as structurally, this is a fine picture. I would have taken it from here in this way, but I guess this is fine. I don't love that this door is just so prevalent. Verticals are just a little bit wonky. Again, there's a slight upside down V, easily fixable in post, but good enough. That's fine. The camera was tilted way too far down. You can see how obvious it is with this vertical that should be straight up and down is completely cantered. You can see a lot of barrel distortion in here, but that's easily, again, fixable in post. It's fine. Yeah, and push a little bit further back and then watch your verticals as well. It's really obvious right here. There's this big upside down V. This point is further away from this edge of the photo than this is. It just coalesces into a single point. Just watch your verticals. That's a little bit better. This was either zoomed too far in or you were too far forward. Just move back into this room. Like you could stick the camera right here. You could even open this closet door and put one of the tripod legs right there. It's fine to get a little bit of the door frame in camera. I wouldn't worry too much about it. And then you see more of the bathroom. Obviously this is a really small bathroom, but do what you can. Also, there's no need to. I know that you weren't trying to do a straight up and down vertical in this shot. You were trying to shoot down, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, I like this shot better than the first shot. There was another photo that you took, this one, and I think between this and this, I think I would prefer the other one. It's too close. The subject of your frame is like if you're gonna do a close-up shot like this, I would just shut the window or the sliding glass door entirely, just so this isn't smack dab in the middle of your frame. Obviously you're going to have the partition there, even if it's open or shut, but I would just move further back. You don't need to do so close. Like you can do establishing shots to show that the room is, wide, and you can show like, hey, the subject of this is the balcony and it's a sliding glass door. They don't have to be so darn close to it. Unnecessary. So I would nix this shot. So that's it for the photos. So let's go through and I'll tell you which ones we're going to keep and which ones we're going to get rid of. We're going to get rid of this, keep this, keep this, keep this, keep this, keep this, and keep this. Keep this one, nix all these, except this one. This one is the one to keep. Nix, 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 nix. This one, keep. Obviously, they're going to fix it and make it nice and bright. Keep this one, keep this one, keep this one, but fix the level. Or sorry, nix this one, keep this one. I would keep this one, just fix the brightness. This one's fine, I guess. Just angle, try and fix the verticals in post. Or between this and this, I'd keep this one. This one, kill this one. This one's fine. I'd use this one and this one. Try and fix the verticals as much as possible. Out of all of these, I think this one is your best bet. Kill those. I guess you could, because it's a small space, I would keep this one too, I guess, and just fix the verticals. Kill that one. And we don't need this one either. So overall, great attempt. Your photos are getting better. The main things to keep in mind are watch your verticals, make sure that your lines are straight up and down. That's like the most important thing. Second would be the framing. So if you look at this one, between these two shots, obviously we want to see more of the window than this wall. So you don't have to take this shot, know that like, okay, there's nothing interesting about a wall when, wow, look at all these skyscrapers. So you're going to want to lean towards showcasing the best aspects of any given property. So that's all for this video. I would love to see more, and I'm more than happy to review anybody's photos. Just send me an email with the media to jordan@masterrephotographer.com. It can be listing videos, aerial photography, aerial video, virtual tours, anything you want to send me to review publicly, just shoot them to me in an email and I will do it. This was again from one of my students. If you are interested in one-on-one real estate photography business coaching, you can find a link to that in the description below. You can also pick up my ebook, The $1 Million Photographer. It is also in the link below, and make sure to like this video, comment what you thought, comment your thoughts, comment your deepest, darkest desires, and like this video, subscribe, all that jazz. Goodbye.